Communities that have lived under the shadow of fear for months suddenly found themselves at the center of a daring operation as local security volunteers, hunters and community defenders moved deep into forest areas believed to serve as hideouts for criminal groups terrorizing villages and travelers. For many families, this was not just another security operation. It was a moment born out of frustration, pain, and the desperate desire to reclaim peace and dignity after repeated attacks, kidnappings, and sleepless nights. Eyewitnesses say the atmosphere changed before dawn as groups of determined local fighters gathered quietly, armed with traditional weapons, locally made tools, and an unbreakable resolve to confront those accused of turning their homeland into a place of fear. Villagers reported hearing distant sounds echoing from the forest as clashes began sending waves of tension across nearby settlements where parents held their children close, unsure of what the day would bring. According to local sources, the warriors advanced carefully through thick vegetation, guided by hunters familiar with the terrain, determined to dismantle camps believed to be used by bandits planning attacks along rural routes. The operation quickly escalated into confrontation as suspected bandits reportedly resisted, leading to exchanges that residents described as intense, chaotic, and emotionally overwhelming. For years, farmers in parts of OYO state have complained about abandoned farmlands, stolen harvests, and threats that forced many to flee their homes, leaving once vibrant communities struggling to survive. Many residents say they felt a mixture of fear and relief as news spread that local defenders had decided to take action to protect their people. Women gathered in small groups praying quietly, hoping the confrontation would end the cycle of violence that has disrupted daily life and shattered economic stability. Elders in the community described the moment as painful yet necessary, saying communities cannot continue living under constant intimidation without resistance. Reports indicate that several suspected hideouts were discovered during the raid, with makeshift shelters, food supplies, and items believed to belong to kidnapped victims allegedly recovered deep inside the forest. The emotional weight of these discoveries left many participants shaken as they realized the extent of suffering endured by victims held in captivity. Some warriors reportedly broke down in tears upon seeing evidence suggesting how long criminal groups had operated unnoticed within the region. Residents say the clash lasted for hours, creating tension across neighboring villages, where people waited anxiously for updates from those involved. Local leaders later confirmed that security agencies were alerted as the situation unfolded, emphasizing the need for coordination between community efforts and official forces. For many Nigerians, this event highlights a growing reality where communities increasingly rely on local defense groups to fill security gaps, especially in remote areas far from rapid law enforcement response. In a time when misinformation spreads quickly, we choose to work hard to bring you clear, honest, and meaningful news, because you deserve to know the truth. Every view, every comment, and every share reminds us that there are people out there who care deeply about staying informed and understanding the reality around them. But we cannot continue this journey alone. We need you. If you believe in what we do, if these stories touch you, inform you, or open your eyes to important issues, please take a moment right now and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps this platform grow, reach more Nigerians, and continue speaking when it matters most. Youth participants in the operation described their motivation as a fight for survival, explaining that farming, trading, and normal life had become nearly impossible due to constant fear. One resident emotionally recounted how his brother was kidnapped months earlier and never returned, saying the raid represented a cry for justice from families whose voices often go unheard. As news spread across social media, reactions poured in, with many Nigerians praising the bravery of the warriors, while others expressed concern about the risks civilians face when confronting armed criminals. Security analysts warn that while community defense initiatives may provide immediate relief, long-term, stability requires coordinated government action, intelligence sharing, and sustainable security reforms. Still, for residents of affected areas, the operation symbolized hope, a rare moment where fear appeared to retreat, even if only temporarily. Markets that once closed early due to insecurity remained open longer as people cautiously stepped outside, discussing the unfolding events with a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. Religious leaders called for calm, urging communities to avoid revenge while praying for lasting peace and protection for both civilians and security personnel. Meanwhile, families of those involved in the raid waited anxiously for confirmation of their safety, highlighting the emotional cost carried by ordinary citizens drawn into extraordinary circumstances. Witnesses described scenes of exhaustion as warriors returned from the forest covered in dust, sweat, and emotion, reflecting both the physical and psychological toll of the confrontation. Some carried injured colleagues, while others walked silently, processing what they had witnessed during the clash. Community members welcomed them with cheers, prayers, and tears, creating powerful moments of unity rarely seen in recent months. Local authorities have since appealed for restraint, emphasizing that investigations and security follow-ups are ongoing to prevent further escalation. The events in OYO have reignited national conversations about grassroots security structures, vigilante groups, and the urgent need for improved protection across rural communities. Experts argue that insecurity thrives where poverty, unemployment, and weak infrastructure combine, creating environments where criminal networks exploit vulnerability. Residents, however, insist that beyond policy debates, real people continue to suffer daily losses and emotional trauma, demanding immediate solutions rather than prolonged discussions. Parents speak of children afraid to attend school. Farmers describe watching crops rot unused, and traders recount journeys cut short by fear of ambush. The raid therefore represents more than a confrontation. It represents accumulated anger, resilience, and a collective refusal to surrender communities to violence. Political leaders are now under increasing pressure to respond decisively, ensuring that bravery displayed by local defenders translates into lasting peace rather than temporary relief. As night approaches, uncertainty still lingers across affected areas, with security patrols reportedly intensified to prevent retaliation or regrouping by fleeing bandits. Residents remain alert, listening carefully to sounds around them, hoping silence will replace the echoes of conflict. Across Nigeria, many citizens follow the story closely, seeing reflections of their own fears and hopes in the unfolding events in Oyo State. Some view the clash as proof that communities can unite against insecurity, while others warn that lasting solutions must come through structured national security reforms. Emotions remain high as families light lanterns outside their homes, symbolizing both vigilance and hope for safer nights ahead. Community leaders continue meetings, discussing how to rebuild trust, encourage displaced farmers to return, and restore normal life gradually. Children who once played freely now watch cautiously from doorways, learning too early the realities of insecurity and survival. Yet amid the tension, there is also renewed determination, a belief that courage, unity, and collective action can change the narrative of fear. Observers say the coming days will be critical as authorities assess the outcome of the raid, gather intelligence, and strengthen measures to prevent future threats. For now, the people of Oyo hold on to a fragile sense of victory, mixed with grief for lives disrupted and memories that may never fade. The fierce clash has become a symbol of resistance, a reminder that behind every headline are human stories of struggle, bravery, and longing for peace. As Nigeria continues its search for lasting security solutions, the voices from Oyo echo loudly, calling for protection, justice, and leadership capable of restoring confidence in the safety of every citizen. Today, the forests grow quiet again, but the emotions remain strong, carried in the hearts of those who witnessed courage rise against fear. And as the nation watches, one message stands clear. The desire for peace is stronger than fear, and the hope for a safer tomorrow continues to unite communities determined to reclaim their future. Behind every report is time, effort, sleepless nights, and a deep commitment to keep you informed and aware of what is really happening around you. This channel is not just about news, it is about truth. It is about giving a voice to the people and making sure no important story goes unheard. If these reports have ever helped you understand events better, if they have kept you informed or made you feel connected to what is happening in our country, then I humbly ask for one small support from you today. Please subscribe to this channel. Your subscription may look small, but to us, it means encouragement, strength, and the ability to continue doing this work every single day. When you subscribe, you become part of a family that believes in knowledge, awareness, and the power of information. So please press the subscribe button now. Turn on the notification bell and stay with us as we continue to bring you the news that truly matters. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for watching.